All right, welcome week 7 or round 7 of the closeout. Yes, perfect.
That's correct, yep.
James Lissaman, Laurie McDaniel and Marty Davison here to wrap you up on all the basketball happenings over the past week or so. Pressed for time, I guess, today.
Yes, we are. Yeah, sorry about that. We'll hustle up.
Right, so Wildcats played over the weekend up in Auckland against the Dream. Unfortunately, we came away with a 10-point loss. Always things to work on in the game there, but we did have some great transition baskets, and Auckland got some good scores off some nice horn sets, so we'll have a look at that. But we go away this weekend to Waikato and Taranaki, so that's what our trainings will be focused on this week.
Nice. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Miles Toyota Men's Premier League, Gators took a very close win over Checkers, 81-76. They used a 12-0 run, I think, in the third quarter. And there were 9 ties and lead changes following this, where it was sort of back and forth between the two teams. Amosa Faitawa and I with 22 points for Gators, and Jared Burnett, labelled as player of the game by our statistician extraordinaire, with 17 points. For Checkers, Sam Riley, after a hot shooting night the night before in 3x3.exe, 22 points, 11 rebounds, and Adam Morgan had 12 points. In the other game I've got, Lincoln University took care of North Canterbury 94-78 after they used a 12-0 run in the fourth quarter. Ben Hall, not 20 points this time, 32 points. Josiah Williams, 13 for
Good build-up though. That was well done.
I got it.
Yeah.
Nat Connell, 20 points, and then Wade Parada had 19 points.
Awesome. My two games I've got to wrap up. We've got UC versus Atami. Very close game in this one. UC ended up winning 76-73. There was 21 ties and lead changes in this game, so definitely a back and forward affair. Josh Peterman had 18 points, and he was voted MVP by, again, a stats extraordinaire Sharon Eward. Max Allen had 19 points and 11 rebounds. For Atami, in a losing effort, Derek Albertson had 19. And a good return.
I'm sorry, did you use the phrase "a losing effort"?
And a losing effort, isn't that what you?
Yeah.
I don't like it, but
you don't like
it's
it?
funny. It's funny.
Okay.
I like it.
It was a winning effort for the losing team.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty
Losing
bad.
effort.
Can we edit that or no?
No.
Okay, sweet. On his return, Joel Jeffrey, 15 points and 13 rebounds. So good to have him back over from Sunbury. Yeah, so good to see him getting on the board there. In that game, it was a 7-0 run late in the fourth that got UC into that position to get the win. So all good execution down the stretch there. In the other game we had, Pioneer ended up beating Wolves 95-68, and that's a fantastic effort there. Ollie Davis, 28.
Did you play?
No, I didn't. See,
So
that's why they won.
Yeah.
So I think it was. I think it's a good sign for the team. Ollie Davies, 28 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. Tom Webberley, 24 points and 7 rebounds, also shooting a perfect 11 of 11 from the field.
Nice.
Which is very impressive. Nick Irwood also had 16 points, 14 rebounds and 7 assists. So crunching the numbers there. Not in a losing effort, but in a team where they lost the game. But Stu Erskine had...
That's not better.
Not even better?
Think about it later in the week.
Yeah, we'll work on it. Good job, good effort. Stu Erskine, 26 points for the Wolves, and it was a 24-4 run by Pioneer late in that game to obviously extend the lead out there.
Thank you. So we've got one more round of games before Hoban Trophy final. So it looks like it's probably going to be UC and then either Gators or Lincoln, just depending on how the results go this weekend. But yes, things could still happen. We'll keep you updated with that probably next week. I'd imagine.
Sounds good. To the Miles Toyota Women's Prem, Mean Minties Mean took out a great victory against LU, 61-53. Sammy Yam Yam Duggan came away with 19 points. Millie Knight, the Rangiruru high schooler, with 14, along with Sarah Mason with 14. Sophie Schrader was top scoring from LU, followed closely by Lucy Brown. It was tied up 28-28 in the third. That's a massive scoring situation there, isn't it? But 53-38 in the fourth. Why is that highlighted? That's weird.
I'm just saying that's what happened in the game.
Oh,
so that's a 23-10 run.
Okay, thank you. Could you just put that?
Yeah,
thanks.
could have.
Next time.
Yes.
Anyway, UC next game took on Wolves. UC coming away with the great victory. Ask Tessa Morrison how she feels about that one if you see her out and about. But Lily Nicol coming out with 15 points. Royson Blundell-Dory with 12. And then for Wolves, Pip Nolan, former Wildcat, with the big 24 points. And Rosanna Katani with 10. And the third game of the day was North Canterbury against Horswell. North Canterbury coming away with a huge victory there, 84-48. And Stella Porter, the young Rangiora high schooler, with 23 points. So great job, Stella. That's the wrap on that one.
Cool, thank you very much.
You're so welcome.
Marty's minute. I'm ready to talk.
Right, ready? Go. Right, today's clip that we're going to focus on is in relation to when an armbar is allowed on a player when we're playing defence. So if we're guarding a player with the ball and they're facing us, we must show both our hands to the officials to show that we're playing in our, yes, very good, in our legal guarding position. If a player turns their back on us, we're now allowed to have an armbar in the back at a 90-degree angle, not extending our arm, just holding our ground.
Gonna whip out a compass or a...
Yeah, might have to, just have a wee look, get the angle there. So holding the armbar there and entitled to hold our ground in our position because we're in that spot first. When a player's shooting the ball, so obviously they're facing us when this is happening, unless they're shooting a backward shot, but it may not happen. We have to actually take that armbar away and get back to that legal position. So if you watch this clip here, the foul actually looks very soft, but the player actually has their armbar down on the player's hips and one hand in the air, and the referee's called the foul as it's just he has extended his arm slightly out of his cylinder there. So we use judgment in these situations. But when it does come to it, we want the players to show their hands, 2 hands in the air to show their chest when they're playing defence there. So if after the explanation you do get called for an armbar there, that can be the reason why you get called for a foul.
Cool. 70 seconds, that's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I interrupted though.
No, but I like your questions though. They keep me guessing.
Marty.
They keep me guessing. That's good.
Right, McDonald's Thompson and Whelan Trophy competition, so pretty much the same as last week. This is the final round in the Division 1 of the Thompson Trophy competition before we split into top 6 and bottom 6. So Cashmere 4-0, they're definitely going through, and highly likely Christ and Middleton Grange will as well, who are 3-1 playing each other tonight. So the winner will definitely be through, and the second one probably will, but a little unsure. Shirley and St Thomas's are both 3-1, and St Andrews 2-2 before they played on Monday night against Ashburton, Rangiora 2-2. A game of the week is St Thomas's versus Rangiora, 5:15 p.m. out at Rangiora, and that's likely to be the winner of that game will make it through into the top 6, but it may depend on points differential as well. Whelan Trophy, St Andrews 4-0 will play Ashburton for the Phil Burns Cup. Kaiapoi is 3-0, and then our game of the week in the Whelan Trophy competition, Girls High 7 p.m. out at Rangiora against Rangiora, who is both of those teams 3-1.
Nice. Cool. I'm going to talk about the Canterbury Rams. So the Rams just completed their road trip over to Tasmania, picking up 2 wins over the Huskies. And guess who they're playing again on Friday night at home?
Huskies.
The Huskies, correct.
Right.
Good guess. So this will be a sort of an end of their 3-game series with them. Huskies are really battling for 4th spot on the ladder. Rams are sitting at 9-2. Huskies are at 6-6. This is a crucial game for the Huskies and for the Rams to secure. If they secure that win, more than likely they'll have a playoff spot guaranteed. So, big game for the Rams, and come down 7 o'clock Friday night. Grab your tickets and come have a look. So, should be good.
Thanks, Marty. New segment, Glory League Game of the Week. So this is not. Well, we try not to get any of the Premier games as we already talk about them, but this is just a game that we sort of heard about was pretty exciting. Here's Checkers under 23 going up against Gators White. Fletcher Arnold had 25 points in the game, including this sweet bucket, and gave them a 12-point lead in the third quarter. However, it sort of got reeled back in a little bit towards the end of the game. Last 30 seconds, Ben Harris gave Checkers a 2-point lead after a free throw, but Ali Fenica took over, I guess, after his number 1 play for me for last week. Nice spin move to get to the bucket, getting his 11th point, and then a couple of seconds after that, stole a pass that was a little bit soft from Fletcher Arnold, drove that in and scored with 5 seconds to go to give his team a 2-point lead, and then he shut down Sam Riley, maybe a little bit tired from 3x3 the night before, to close out the win 88-86. So, game of the week, Checkers White, men's under 23. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Nice. So we want to start looking at the 3x3.exe.
Exe.
Yeah. So you just say exe.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. 3x3.exe.
Yeah.
Premier introduction. It was running on Friday night at Middleton Grange.
Yes.
So a lot of cool things happening there. They got some sweet gear that the boys are rocking around in. Be sure and ask them about that. They're all pretty pumped up about it. And it was round 2, and all the players got their new gear that I just talked about, from 2XU compression gear and stance socks. So they look pretty good. I think the guys really like it.
They did, yeah.
Yep.
I don't think they really believed me when I said how much stuff had been arriving for them in the new era uniforms, but
Cool.
Lots of smiles when it came out.
Yeah.
Another close round for the games here. We had one of the pools tied games. Checkers, Wolves and Atami all 1-1 after their pool games. Wolves went through number 1, Atami second, and Checkers once again missed out on the playoffs on countback. So unfortunately for them, they're in last 6th place at the moment. And
So
the other,
losing effort, wouldn't you call that?
Oh my.
Yes.
You would be correct there, Rory.
In the other pool, Lincoln University 2-0 in pool play, and then UC knocked out round 1 winners Gators in overtime after Matt Miszewski scored the final 3 points in about 5 seconds, get a steal and a turnaround 2 right at the buzzer. UC did win the final this time over Lincoln, 16 points to 11. So on the board now with some competition points.
Yep.
Excellent. Now we'll go to the standings for the 3x3.exe.
Yep.
LU.exe. Are they all the teams called
Yes,
.exe?
.exe,
Oh, right.
yes.
They get that sponsorship in there. Good. So LU.exe on 6 points. UC, Gators, Wolverines and Atami are all second equal on 4 points. So fantastic competition, isn't it?
Yep.
Nice and close. And then unfortunately Checkers, like you said, down in that 6th position after a couple of tie-breaking losses. So they're the first and second teams both get trips to Japan in September, so that's a fantastic opportunity. About how many more rounds left, James, in that one?
6 more rounds.
6 more rounds.
So roughly every 2 weeks
Yeah.
we'll have another round here.
Fantastic.
Cool. All right, now we're moving into some highlights
Yes.
of the week, James.
Yes.
So the first highlight we have up here is some nice transition play from the Wildcats in their game against the Dream. The big girls running the court and getting a reward with the 2-point score at the end. You've got to reward your bigs for running the
it's
court, James.
absolutely.
Yeah.
He's trying to pass the ball with them a lot in the second half, right?
Yeah.
There's just some
Ooh.
inside word I had.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right.
Anyway, next one, it was Barclay Miller time in Marty's team's game, in the Gators game.
Yep.
You can see here he stole the ball cleanly off Adam Morgan and then dribbled up. Easy throwdown on his head and did want a foul after this as well. But then the second dunk he had was a little bit better. Zach Lilburn, a fantastic open court pass here up to Miller, and then he flushed this one right on Ariel Mapane.
Man, impressive.
Probably helped them get to the win there.
Sure, definitely. My highlight of this week, Jesse Campbell gets the steal here on the tip on the pass. Ollie Davies gets the ball in transition, goes down to AT, who's running the floor well, and again a nice wee touch pass back to Tom Weberly for the throwdown. So
Webcam's doing some good stuff.
second week in a row I've talked about him, and again this was that game where perfect at 11 of 11 from the field. But if you're shooting those nice close ones, the percentage is going to be up, isn't it?
Yes, it is, Marty.
Yeah,
Yes, it is. All right. Well, to wrap things up here, we want to say a big thank you to our sponsor, the Mainland Foundation.
Absolutely.
Down
But on the front, yeah.
Wrong place. Down there, specifically Craig, Alan and Nick. Thanks very much for your support,
Absolutely.
specifically Marty and I
Yes.
with coach and referee development. So
Super
thank you guys
appreciated.
there.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that we want to get back into this tagging scenario. Last week didn't go so well. Tag
Yes.
your favourite coach. Well, it went well for me because I got
Yes,
tagged.
but you can't win it.
Yeah, I can't win it, so downer. But if everybody tags their favourite coach, $50 worth of sales pizza, boom, boom, boom. You want to get after that? Let's
Easy.
go for it. And I think that's about us for the
It
day.
is, yep. Good job, good effort.
Great
Round
job.
7 in the books.
Great effort.
Outstanding job.
Oh, yeah.
Outstanding effort.
Boom!
Not a losing effort.
No.
So here we can see one of our referees, a bit of a funny moment, a bit of a blooper, running down the floor. Everything's going nice and swimmingly. And then all of a sudden, it's attack of the floorboards. Down he goes. What a pickup. Saved himself back in the play just like no one noticed. There he is again.